Falcon, status?
Engaging!
Hello everyone, it's me Adwin catching you on another Tutor Edu's lecture video. Okay, on the previous lecture video, I've discussed about the vertical test. If you haven't watched the video, so please click on the link above and watch that first. I've discussed some of the key concepts on what is actually vertical functions together with some of the examples, and I hope that that video will be useful to you. Okay, in this lecture video, so I'm going to discuss another new concept, which is absolute function. Okay, that will be the last concept that you're going to learn in this first subtopic before we move on to the new subtopic, which is the composite functions. Okay, so let us go to the absolute functions or absolute function. Okay, absolute function. Okay, so let me underline this. Okay, so let me explain to you what is actually absolute function. Okay, absolute function is a case where regardless of any input, whether it can be a positive input or a negative input, the output will always come out as a positive value. Okay, so let's say you have a positive object or a negative object, your image will always come out as a positive. Okay, so this is the simple explanation regarding what is actually absolute function. Okay, and it will always comes with a modulus symbol. Okay, like this. Let's say you have an x variable, and outside the x variable you have this 2 bar, and this 2 bar is also known as the modulus symbol. Okay, so let me write the explanation over here. So regardless of any input, or you can mention as object, so any input, it could be positive or negative, the output will always be positive, positive one. Okay, so this is the explanation of what is actually a absolute function. Okay, and whenever you sketch a graph of an absolute function, you will always have this V-shape graph. Okay, so this is some of the key properties of what is actually absolute functions. Okay, so let me give you a simple example on what is an absolute function and how it can look like. Okay, some of the overall idea. Okay, so let me give you a function. Let's say fx equals to 2x minus 6. Okay, let me write here example, guys, otherwise you might get confused. Okay, let me just write here example. Okay, so you have your object 0. Okay, let's say in the function you given the object 0. Now you have to find the image for object 0. Okay, so that means that f0 will be equals to 2 times with 0 minus with 6. Okay, 2 times with 0 you get is 0. So 0 minus 6 you get is negative 6. So technically the image for 0 is equals to negative 6. Okay, this is for normal case. Let's say you have a modulus. I'm going to use this same example, the function, but the only difference is I'm going to add a modulus. Okay, when involve modulus. Okay, so fx, okay, wait, guys, f in the bracket x equals to modulus 2x minus 6. Okay, so you're going to use the same object value, which is 0. So your f0 is equals to k bar and then you write 2 in a bracket 0, wait guys, minus 6 close bar. Okay, so you get f0 is equals to bar negative 6. Okay, until here you get a negative value, but then since it's involving a modulus, it is an absolute function, so your final answer will turn to be a positive value. Okay, if it is a negative value, it will automatically turn to be a positive value. If it is a positive value, that means there will be no changes. Okay, but then if it is a negative value, it will turn to a positive value. Okay, that is the simple explanation behind the absolute function is. Okay, I hope you understand the concept that I'm trying to explain to you guys. Okay, so let me just underline this. Okay, I want you to see the comparison between a normal function and an absolute function. Okay, this is a normal function looks like, and this is when it involves absolute function. Okay, this is the simplest explanation and example that I can give it to you, so I hope you can understand them. Okay, so from here, so I'm going to show you another example before we end our lecture video for today. Okay, so let me show you one example, guys. Okay, so in this case I'm going to show you on sketching the graph. Okay, so let's say, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, given the function fx, okay, equals to, okay, modulus 2x minus 2. Okay, so you are required to sketch a graph in a range from negative 2 less than equals to x less than equals to 2. So this is your range. Okay, the range is already given, so your x should be more than negative 2, more than equal to negative 2, and then less than equals to 2. Okay, so this is one of the example that they can possibly ask in the absolute function, guys. Okay, so from here, so let us proceed. Okay, so the first step on what you need to do when you see this type of question is, so you build a table. Okay, so you build a table over here. Okay, so you build a table consists of object and then image. Okay, so let me make a very simple table. I don't want to make it very like fancy table or just a simple table, but then when you students are drawing a table, make sure you draw a proper table, guys. Okay, I just want to remind you early. Okay, so x and fx. Okay, let us start with negative 2. Okay, so this negative 2 you substitute over here. Okay, so 2 times with negative 2 you get is negative 4. So negative 4 minus 2 you get is negative 6, but then since it is a modulus, so it will be positive 6. Okay, guys, so far so good. Okay, and then proceed with the next possible value, which is negative 1. Okay, so you substitute this negative 1 into the function over here. Okay, let me just show you one quick example how it might look like. So modulus 2 times with negative 1, okay, and then minus with 2 close modulus. Okay, 2 times with negative 1 you get is negative 2, okay, minus with 2 close modulus. Okay, and then you get is negative 4. Okay, since you have a modulus, so automatically it become 4. Okay, all right, so let me draw a line, vertical line. Okay, proceed with 0. Okay, when you substitute x equals 0 into the function here, you get is 2. Okay, so when your x is equals to 1, okay, when you substitute 1 over here, so technically you get your fx is equals to 0, because 2 times 1 you get is 2, so 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, Okay, let us go to the last value, which is the 2 itself. Okay, so when you substitute x equals to 2 into the function here, so 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 minus 2, it is 2. Okay, so I hope you can see the pattern over here. The pattern is going down, and then once it hit the 0, and then it's slowly going up again. It's like a V shape over here. So once we sketch the graph, you can see the pattern. Okay, so let us proceed to the sketching. Okay, since it is an absolute function, so you no need to draw the the negative axis, guys. Okay, a positive axis would do. The positive y-axis will do. The negative y-axis, you can just erase them. Okay, this one you can just erase. Okay, you can only have positive output, not a negative output. Okay, like I've mentioned in the earlier explanation. Okay, this is your y, this is your x. Okay, let's say this is 6, 4, 2, 0. Okay, this is 1, 2. Okay, and this is negative 1, negative 2. Okay, so let us start to perform the sketch. So negative 2, okay, 6 you map over here. Okay, negative 1, 4 you map over here. Okay, 0, 2, okay, you map over here. Okay, 1, 0, so you map over here. Okay, 2 and 2, you map over here. As you can see, we are slowly forming a V shape. Okay, let me draw a straight line. Okay, so sorry guys, this is a sketch, but this is how the shape should looks like. Let me just make a small adjustment on the sketch. Okay, so very close. Okay, so as you can see here, we get the perfect V shape, like I have explained in the earlier of this video. Okay, so this is the V shape, and don't forget to write the function over here. So fx is equals to, okay, in a bracket, 2x minus 2, close modulus. Okay, so regardless of any input, okay, let's say you have a positive input here and you have a negative input, your output will always be a positive, and that's why you have this V shape. Okay, so that is all, okay, for the absolute function. Okay, let me just move it to the top. Okay, that is all for the lecture video regarding the absolute function. I hope you understand the explanation plus the example that I've shown to you. Okay, if you like this video, make sure that you give a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more upcoming AdMaths lecture videos in the future, and make sure that to share this video with your friends. Okay, so thank you everyone for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.